Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, as today we got another episode of reviewing NHL teams offseason so far, as today we got the Arizona Coyotes who are taking a hard for Connor Bedard, as before we get into reviewing their offseason, I like to just say if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. It'll be very much appreciated there, guys. So let's get into this bad boy here with the Coyotes. As we all know, they are tanking hardcore, and you guys could already see on your screen that, they got a ton of draft picks. They don't got a whole lot this year, but, 2024, 2025, they just are bulked up with picks. Now, they didn't make a whole lot of moves this past offseason. They only really picked up Trey Stetcher and Joshua Brown. They did get Zach Kassian in a move, and same with Patrick Nemeth, but not a whole lot of big moves here for the Coyotes. So not a lot to review on. We're mostly just talking about their draft and really what they're going to be doing into this upcoming season. So let's get started by the draft. I think that'll be definitely the first thing that we talk about. Now, they had a lot of draft picks here in this first round. They got Cooley, Geeky, and Lamarix. Now, Logan Cooley, I really love this selection. A small little guy, great two-way player, is kind of comparable to kind of a Braden Point. A guy that's going to go out there, produce a decent amount of points, at 75 points in 51 games there for the U.S. developmental program, and in the U.S. HL, he had 36 points in 24 games. Slowed down near the end of the season, but phenomenal two-way guy. Great skating, great offensive abilities. I'm really excited to see what Logan Cooley will be able to do, and you get a future number one seat in the future. Plus, he's an American, which I think is a big thing, and the reason why they passed up on Shane Wright. A lot of people were like, oh, why didn't the Coyotes go after Shane Wright? I just don't think Shane Wright would have stayed in Arizona if he was drafted there. With Logan Cooley, he's an American boy. Most likely you'll be able to keep him. Plus, he's an amazing two-way center as well. So I think this was a very good pick by the Arizona Coyotes. And there was a lot of problems with Shane Wright. So really good selection here by Bill Armstrong selecting Logan Cooley in this situation. Next up, Connor Geeky, another really nice selection here. Now, there's been a few problems with his skating and his skate speed, so there's some problems with that. There's still a lot of development that needs to be taken course with Geeky, but awesome, amazing offensive potential, great defensive guy as well, but has an amazing shot, really passes the puck really well, has some great IQ, and is another future centerman for the future. Most likely you'll be seeing him as like a number 2 guy in the center court, but now you have a great 1-2 punch in both Cooley and Geeky, and you still got Barrett Hayton as well that's still slowly developing as well. So 3 great centermen for the future of the Arizona Coyotes. And then Maverick Lamarix from Ontario, huge 6'7" defenseman, was a guy that was expected to be drafted in the middle of the second, so was a little bit of a reach. A lot of people didn't like the selection here by the Arizona Coyotes, but Bill Armstrong seen something in him. They really like his big stature. He's great with the stick, but this is a guy that's a long-term project. You know, there's a lot of things to like about his game, but there still needs to be a lot of work, especially with his skating speed. He's not the speediest defenseman in the world, but he's an amazing guy with his stick. I mean, he's a huge guy at 6'7", so he has a really good long reach. He's able to get in there, able to poke away the puck. So he has really good defensive abilities, but the biggest thing is, can he continue to develop that foot speed, especially with how fast the NHL is nowadays? That will be the big question. And then some other good selections. Artem Duda looks really good. Same with Jeremy Alongalis. He played really good in the Q this past season, and is looking like another really good defenseman for the Arizona Coyotes as well. So some really good pickups for the Arizona Coyotes to start off their draft, and I quite honestly like their draft. It wasn't the best, but it was all right. And then we'll go into the trades that they made, which they made a few deals where they moved up to get Connor Geeky, trading away a few picks, which wasn't a bad idea, especially since you're still loaded up with a lot of picks. Then they picked up Zach Kassian and a cap dump, where they only really had to trade back and moved up with a pick and got a 3rd round and 2nd round pick to help out with that cap dump as well. So great move. You know, Zach Kassian's not going to do a whole lot out there, but, you know, it's another player to fill up the roster, plus it fills up the cap a little bit. Otherwise, not a whole lot of other moves. Just some, draft pick trading. And then they also picked up Patrick Nemeth in the cap dump, where they sent off Ty Emberson, which the guy wasn't looking that great. His development wasn't going so smooth for the Arizona Coyotes. So you pick up a defenseman that you could use this year, a third-round pick for 2024, which could turn out to be a 2026 second-round pick, and a 2025 second-round pick as well in the deal. So quite nice there for the Arizona Coyotes. Another dub and a move where you just pick up another nice depth defenseman. Nemeth wasn't that great there for the New York Rangers, and he probably won't be that fantastic for the Coyotes, but in a rebuilding situation, it really doesn't matter. So for some of their moves, they did re-sign Karel Valkama, which I really do like this signing. 3 years at $2.75 or $2.25 million for him. He was an amazing goalie, put up some really good numbers, especially since the team was just complete ass. Velkema kept him in a lot of the games, especially since the team is just really bad defensively. Nice move. You get a goalie for the next 3 years that you really don't have to worry about, and just continue to pick up trash backups for the next little bit while you develop your team. Some other depth signs, Nick Bukestad, not bad, especially at the contract, not too bad. Troy Stetcher, a year contract for him, not bad, built up the defensive core a little bit. And Joshua Brown, not a bad deal for another nice depth defenseman for the team. So a lot of nice depth moves. The defensive core is quite built up now. We'll have to see if they're going to be moving Chikrin. That's going to be a big question on Chikrin. Is he going to be moved out? Is he going to be staying in Arizona? I think still that's a big guy. And they could still move Shane Gostisbehere, especially this year. Last year of his deal, he had quite a good season for the Arizona Coyotes, and you could potentially see him being a rental. But otherwise, not bad. Arizona Coyotes, they're slowly rebuilding. They got tons of draft pick revenue. Their draft capital is absolutely massive. So quite honestly, not a bad offseason. I'm giving it a B+. Their draft could have been a bit better. They didn't really need the reach so far for Lamerex, but the draft was really weird this year, to say the least. Otherwise, they still need to sign Barrett Hayton and Lawson Krause. Lawson Krause has a lot of rumors circling, so they could potentially even fetch a few picks for him as well. We'll have to see what Barrett Hayton signs for, but honestly, no bad deals that's really going to crush the team in the future. Zach Cassian's not a bad pickup that they made, say with Nemeth. Quite honestly, not bad moves at all for the Arizona Coyotes. They still need to get to the cap floor a little bit. They still need to get underneath the minimum requirement. So I think they still need to get like $5-6 million added onto their cap. So we'll have to see how they do that. Maybe they'll just keep Brian Little on the injury reserve instead of on the LTIR. So not a bad move here for the Arizona Coyotes. I'm really liking what they're doing here with the rebuilding stage of their team. They have a lot of young guys that are going to be in the lineup next year, with especially Jake McBain. We'll have to see how well he does going into next season. Clayton Keller had an amazing season, so hopefully he could recover from that leg injury that he had. So we'll have to see. Nick Schmaltz had a really good season last year as well. So you could be seeing probably some of these guys being moved out for some trades too, but most likely they're going to probably try to keep these two guys moving forward in the future. So when you have guys like Logan Cooley and, Dylan Gunther come up, you have already a good, number one line while you have your younger guys developing. But really, they are starting to build up a really big, prospect pool, and that's what you really need to do. This is what the Arizona Coyotes needed to do for years, and they're actually properly doing a proper rebuild. So I'm giving them a B+. I really liked what they did this past offseason, so I hope they continue to grow and continue to have really good off seasons like this. But for right now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. Tell me, guys, in the comment section below what you guys thought of the Arizona Coyotes offseason. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios, amigos.